Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another of the January 1st LEGO builds for 2026. This is of course the McLaren W1. It retails for just under $30 and contains 287 pieces and a minifigure just as always. This, out of the three that I grabbed between this, the Bugatti, and the Ferrari, is my least favorite looking from the outside. Now, McLaren's my favorite brand of car, not just for F1 but overall. Orange is my favorite color, so everything kind of lines up to be perfect. I'm not a massive fan of the W1. It's definitely not my favorite McLaren that they've released in the past few years. Not just LEGO, but, you know, of course, from McLaren. It's a beautiful car that I'll never be able to afford, but it's just not my favorite. I don't know. But overall, the box is pretty similar just to all of the others, which of course I always do like. I'm sure we're in for plenty of stickers, just like the other sets. I'm doing a F1 car for a future review right now, and it's like, whew, got some serious stickers up in there. I'm trying a different filming angle. My tripod, one of the three legs is giving out for some apparent reason, despite there being no weight ever on it aside from a camera, so I have no idea what's going on with that. But I'm trying to get that fixed. I'm also trying to shoot in the direction of the city, and also, very exciting, I finally have the lights wired to the Ninjago City Gardens as well, so that way when we do reviews, that'll actually be on full time, so I'm very excited for that. It's been its own little island for a while, which was actually the goal. However, I just haven't had the time and money to build up the Ninjago Island, so we're going to leave it like that for now, and then go back and, you know, once we kind of do that whole process, I'm sure it'll have their own wiring system, but for now, it's just wired into the city. But I'm super excited for this one, and like I said, I do have two more Speed Champions after this, as well as two F1 sets, so a lot of Speed Champions, a lot of cars, F1 coming to the channel, which is going to be definitely pretty nice. As always, for the new displays, I like doing the smaller sets first, like the Speed Champions, the smaller Marvel sets, and then eventually working up to the bigger ones. That's just so I have a little bit of content to actually share with you guys, rather than having to spend a lot of time on a bigger review. This way I can do a bunch of small ones, then big one, and then go back and go from there. I'll also be upgrading the Hogwarts project. I have two videos that I'm going to be doing for that. One is the hospital wing, and then we're going to be adding the herbology class as well. I still have to do the ocean, or I should say the lake, for that set as well. I want to tile everything off, but we'll see. I might wait until I do a lighting kit, which says coming soon, so we'll see. But don't worry, Hogwarts is officially coming back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but it's just been, you know, a lot of other sets. I'm also going to be working on, I gotta order more of these guys here. The hangers, I ordered them from Holly on Film because I really like hers, and I just got to get more so we can actually clean up the Speed Champion set as well. And then I want to migrate the Mario set into the Marvel area, and then vice versa. I kind of want to swap those because the Marvel set displays a little bit better. You can kind of see the backhand corner, back left hand corner, I should say, that the Mario display is just kind of sitting there for now. So I want to kind of redo a bunch of stuff again for 2026, but I obviously want to get the new reviews out first and then start remodeling everything the best I can. But there's a lot to do, a lot to review, so I won't ramble on too much. But thank you guys so much for all the support. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and if you're interested in this set, I will have links to this and the other new January 1st sets in the description below. Just help support the channel if you guys are interested in doing that. So let's see you at the end of the build, folks. Alright everybody, so here is the final build. Just like pretty much every Speed Champion set, it is a really solid build. Very enjoyable. I love the color of orange, however, it is a little bit interesting when you take a look at the stickers. Depending on how the light hits them for the video, I hope you can see it. But the stickers are a much darker orange than the actual paint job, which is definitely an odd choice, and like, I don't know how noticeable it will be for you guys on camera since I use a pretty like bluish toned light, but it's definitely noticeable like in person, which is really strange. This piece is also a little bit flimsy in the back, but I may have that piece on backwards, so I'll have to just take a look at that eventually. But it's a really solid set. However, the odd color choice for the stickers is definitely something that you notice like kind of right off the bat, so definitely a weird choice in that regard. The minifigure, as always, is pretty solid. Has the McLaren sweatshirt on, or sweater, or hoodie, whatever you'd like to call it. And of course, if you don't want to have her have the helmet on, you can always swap out with the hair piece, just like with all of the others. Mittens has joined us. Hello. So it's a decent minifigure. I would have liked to have maybe seen like a little bit more coloration somewhere, or maybe just a little bit more printing, but not bad. We don't typically buy these sets for the minifigure anyways. It's typically always about the vehicle. In terms of stickers, this one is actually pretty light on the stickers, thankfully, since the colors were a terrible choice. There's only 4 that are going to be available for this build. So other than this piece, I mean, everything's built pretty darn well. I think my only issue might be that I have the little 1x2 like toolbox in the wrong spot, but I can try and break that out later, because essentially this attaches to the back line there, and maybe I did the wrong direction. I'm not 100% sure. Just like all of the other Speed Champion sets, you can remove the top piece to have a look at the interior, which is pretty nice. You have that like brown leather coloration here with these 1x2s, which is pretty cool. And then these little 1x1 single lock bricks on the side. There's also, it's going to be a little bit tough to show with this camera lens, but right back here is actually a radio dial, which is pretty cool looking. I don't know if I've seen that before. But all the way in the back, you can kind of see it's bluish. It has like the music logo and everything else. So very cool. The car itself does look really nice. Again, the front end is just not my favorite from a McLaren. In terms of the backlights, I do really like the taillights. I think that they look pretty cool. These are using translucent red, like the feather pieces, which is a really neat way to do it. This does slightly move up and down, depending on how you want to actually display it. I have mine pushed completely down. And the actual tail features and the bumper look really solid. So it is a good looking car in my opinion. It's just the sticker coloration really that's like, that's an odd choice. And I don't look at reviews before I review sets like this. I honestly don't watch a lot of reviews anymore unless it's like a mock or, hey, I'm looking to build a big project. How does this person do it? But I saw a couple notes and reviews that were just like, why the weird colors? And I'm like, oh, it's orange and black. Like, that's pretty standard McLaren. And then I saw people that are just like, oh, the stickers. It's a little bit odd that, they stand out so much. So, yeah, definitely odd. I'm not always the biggest sticker fan when it comes to Lego, but it's definitely a weird choice to have such, like, an outline color. And, I didn't notice it when I first put it on, and the minute I turned on, like, a brighter light to do the review, it's like, wow, that is really noticeable. So, definitely an odd one. Good set, price point. Obviously, Speed Champion sets are going up just like all of the others. However, at least they're a little bit more manageable and affordable in my eyes. But that is going to do it for this review, guys. I do really have to get the Speed Champion set cleaned up, or the display cleaned up with the Technics sets, but we'll do that in a future video. I want to do the Marvel display Speed Champion set probably all at once. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Like I said in the intro, if you're interested in this set or any of the January 1st wave, I'll have an Amazon link to all of them in the description below, or at least all of them that are currently available for me to share. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Brick, the whole 9 yards, and I'll see you guys next time. Happy building, everybody.